I'm guessing people are catching the replay, and that is totally cool. So let's dive in with a couple of announcements. So announcement number one is event registration still open. And so be sure to check that out, get the link, register, start working your travel plans for Fitme weekend, which is September 16th through the 18th. We're going to have the most amazing time. If you're like, I want to figure it out, but I can't figure it out, then let us know, because we can help you figure it out. If traveling like solo is a big deal and you're like, I haven't done that in a long time, or if you are just feeling like, nervous about who are you going to room with, stuff like that. Like, don't let those things be the reason that you don't come. We can help you. Childcare. I told who did I tell? Molly to tell you to bring her. We'll figure it out. If that's the reason you can't come, then
that's the reason I can't come. Yeah, my husband's on travel, so I've got my daughter.
Because we're so close to a bunch of us living here, let's talk offline. I don't know. I don't think that that's like a no-go. We can figure out some kind of situation. How old is she?
She'll be 6.
Yeah. Let's talk offline.
Okay.
Hang on one second. I got a couple people who sent me a message that they are like, where's the link to the call? This might be the first week that we don't have the text reminder, which might be where people are. So if you are listening to this later and you're like, I needed the text reminder, then this is your reminder to put this in your calendar with the link and hit repeat so that it's always there. So let me grab the link just so that if anybody is missing it. But Virginia, yes, let's talk offline. Also, announcement. Okay. I put it in my email on Friday in my wrap up email that we are going to be doing something new. I think it's going to be an accountability boost group, definitely for the summer, but maybe ongoing. This might be something where we're going to do it together. So for example, we might, because you know how I keep talking about how you anchor your weekend with the Saturday morning workout, and how Sunday we kind of like anchor our Sundays with some meal prep and then the Sunday call. I was thinking, wouldn't it be cool if we had some of those things that we could do together? And so this would be completely complimentary for Fitme clients. So no cost or anything. But if somebody else wanted to join this would be a great way for them to get started too, like to start to build some momentum and understanding meal prep and Fitme plates and get some workouts. So just watch for the details for that. But I'm thinking it would be kind of like a do it together workout on Saturday morning. And if you couldn't do it, then maybe you could just do it on your own or make it up and maybe do it together. Meal prep on Sunday, get organized. It's not just like learning about it. It's like, get your crap together. We're going to actually do it together on the call, maybe right before this call, and some other cool stuff coming up. So if you guys are interested in that, just let me know. Again, this would be completely complimentary to Fitme clients. You guys can jump in if you're feeling like you could use a little bit of extra accountability boost. But this is also going to be potentially a great way for someone who's just checking out like our plate challenge to take a next step and to start to build some momentum. We're going to attach like kind of a game to it, make it fun. So for example, getting to 25 workouts, getting to 100 plates, getting to 10 meal prep weeks. And when you do that, like you win, because you're accomplishing a lot when you're doing that. So I think that that'll be really fun. So be on the lookout for that. It'll probably be a couple weeks before I put the like sign up for that. And I think that's it. So we are going to talk strength training today. So this is specifically strength training, how to build confidence from strength training. Jennifer, welcome. This is your first Sunday call. I'm so pumped you're here. So building confidence from strength training, which is a little bit different than building confidence to strength training, right? Because if you're building confidence to strength training, it means you're doing, what to do. And that's kind of a different topic than building confidence from strength training. So let's talk, and we can talk about both, but I specifically want to talk about building confidence from strength training, which means that you're doing it and how does it translate into your life? Now, first off, how much should you be strength training? My like blanket answer would be every single person in Fitme and probably every woman out there should be strength training 2 to 3 times a week at a minimum. Now, again, it doesn't have to be some kind of crazy, intense, super heavyweight situation. However, strength training is essential for us to live happy, healthy bodies because our bodies need strength training to build and maintain muscle, which is really important for our metabolism. For us to stay as injury free as possible, we need muscle strength to stay injury free. And because when we strengthen our bodies move better. We walk better. We can lift things up better. We just can move through our life with more ability, right? Like you can actually do more stuff when you strength train. And ultimately, we need it for our bone density too. We need it for all sorts of reasons. So, first things first is strength training should be 2 to 3 times a week. Now, if you're in 2.0, you're getting strength training written for you. But if you're not in the 2.0 program, we still have some strength training programs that we wrote, like group programs. So if you're like, I have no idea what to do, ask your coach and we will send that to you and you can get started. It's a great getting started strength training program. Now, let's think about why strength training translates into confidence in our life. And I would like to just kind of open that up for a discussion. I want to hear from you. How does it translate into confidence in our life?
Well, I'll just say that I've never done strength training really before I joined Fitme. And since starting to do some strength training, I just feel really badass.
Okay. I love that. What, like, where or
just,
when do
I
you
just
feel
feel
badass?
like I feel stronger. Like I feel stronger and I can start to see muscle definition. And like last weekend, I had to like lift a pool liner out of our pool because we had to replace it. And that's not anything I would have even tried to have done a year ago. And there was a lot of curse words happening. It was very tough. But I got it out and there's no way in the world I would have had the strength to do that a year ago.
I love it. So,
Yeah.
how many days a week are you strength training right now?
Well, that's a loaded question because I've had some injury, but I'm trying to get back. I was strength training before I had my concussion. I was probably strength training 3 to 4 times pretty consistently a week.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm at about 2 times a week, so I'm trying to build back up.
Who programs yours, Sam or Tabby?
Sam.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I think even when we're facing an injury, there's almost always something we can do that keeps us building strength. But I love that you were like, I wouldn't have even tried that before.
I wouldn't have even given it a shot. I would have just called my husband. I would have just said, "Yeah, you do it," and yeah. So
I love it. So that's a really good example of like strength training, just building your confidence to just do stuff that you need to do and not feeling like you have to be dependent on someone else to do it. I like it. That's a great example, Virginia. Good one. Anyone else have thoughts on how strength training translates into confidence? And you don't necessarily have to be there yet. It doesn't have to be like I'm already where I want to be. It could just be like, this is one of the things I'm looking for.
This is off topic. Molly's
Okay.
trying to get into the call and she can't find the link. I can't copy the link from my calendar. Can we send it to her somehow?
I don't have it right now. I can't get it unless I like log out and go into Zoom.
Never mind.
let me try.
It's if you go in the cheat sheet, it's on the cheat sheet.
Okay.
And May 27th was the last text I got, I think, and it has it on there.
Yeah, because the text reminders are gone. So it's going to be once we're not going to change the link. So once you have it somewhere, just save it wherever works best for you. Whether I like that if you can just go back to your text, find it there, or go in, like put it in your calendar. I think Brooke added everybody to the calendar link. But yeah, that's going to be the best bet. So any other thoughts on how strength training like translates into confidence in your life? Things you want to do or be able to do?
Mine is a little bit superficial, but I just feel sexier because there are muscles in places that weren't there before. So I can wear a shirt, and when I look at my arms in that shirt, I'm like, yes, I got that look that I did not have
I
before.
love that. I really like that one. And it's fine that it's not superficial to feel good in your skin and to like your muscles and like how you look. I think that that's good. And you have been doing strength training for a while to build those muscles.
Yeah, now I'm working with Tabby. So I'm starting to see the definition in my legs. It's gonna be
Love it.
I'm gonna be a hot mess when it's right where I need it to be. Bikinis in the winter. Like, it's gonna be bad.
Well, you guys are like pool people, so you're gonna get to where you could go swimming. Doesn't your daughter swim?
Well,
Yeah.
I don't. Well, I don't like being in bathing suits in public.
Uh-huh.
For
But now you're
right
gonna have
now.
a reason to.
Oh, it's gonna be bad.
I love it though. I mean, honestly, our bodies adapt really quickly. So one of the things that can feel like if you haven't strength trained before, it might feel like it's really far off. Like, oh man, it's going to be a long time before I feel like what you're talking about, Natika, or even what you were talking about, Virginia, where like you have more ability or you're like, man, I can start to see something. But our bodies actually adapt pretty quickly. It's very reasonable to see visible changes in 6 to 8 weeks. Now it's going to be different for everybody, but our bodies will adapt and start to change shape and start to get stronger. What are some of the things in life that we want to be able to do, or that we want to be able to experience? So again, it doesn't have to just be like a functional to do. It might be like something like Natika's talking about, just being able to wear a shirt and feel like it looks sexy because you've got muscles and it looks strong. Like, what are things we want to do that strength training translates into?
Christy, I can't lie. I love being able to take a flight of stairs. Something that without it being a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
I love being able to do box step ups and I can actually feel my muscles engaging.
Mm-hmm. And that one's so good too because it's so functional. It's such a like till we're 90 years old, we're going to have some kind of stairs in our life, probably. I love that one. What else?
I'd say for me, like keeping up with my daughter and just being able to get up and off, like up, down and up off the floor, like, because that's not always easy.
Yeah, and she's 6, and so you're gonna keeping up with her is not a like a low key thing.
Yeah.
Last week I did a whole bunch of consults with people just getting started with Fitme, and they are in their like first day, and some of the things that they want is to be able to keep up with their kids and to feel strong enough to do things. Someone was like, I don't like that I had to ask someone else to open this jar. Like, I want to be strong enough to just do things that I want to do. And I think those are such good goals, because when we talk about strength training, sometimes it can be a little bit not boring, but maybe not sexy in the moment. There's not a lot sexy about in the moment when you're starting to do step ups and you're like, these are hard, or you're starting to learn to deadlift and things and it feels hard. Those moments, it's like, okay, well, this can be frustrating, but what it translates into when we do it consistently, and strength training does have to be done consistently to start to create those changes, then it gets to be fun. And so that's when I feel like it starts to translate. But if you know from the start some things that you want to either be able to do, to wear, to feel like, then that's a really good way to enter into a strength like season or cycle, is to have a goal. Jennifer, I know you're just brand new getting started, but I love the goal that you shared this week when we did our Welcome Wednesday call. And you said that you want to be able to go up all the stairs at work. And you're going to do that. And that's like going to be one of the things that you do on the regular. So I think that that one's awesome. And that is strength. It's both. You get both out of that. You get strength and you get a little cardio because your heart rate goes up.
I like when we're like, you know, moving something, like we just moved a barbecue somewhere and we had to like put this barbecue into the truck, you know, all the things. Like when we're doing stuff like that, I'm always like, thank God that I strength trained, because I would never be able to help with this if I didn't. So it's those kind of things that I'm always like, if I can't do this, I need to stop exercising. Like, I got this.
Mm-hmm.
I like that I can like help with like the heavy lifting and stuff like that. I have to ask the neighbor kid or something.
Yeah. And another thing too, I mean, maybe it's just me, but I like feeling like a capable, you know, woman. There's something about it that makes me feel like I want to be, you know, one of the strong, capable women. And what does that mean? Well, I think that means like what you're talking about, Leah. It's like, well, I can help with that, or like I can pick that up. Or I'm not winded carrying my kids plus a bunch of crap, you know. I can do it. And almost have it feel like fun. Not fun, like nothing, you know, carrying crap loads of groceries isn't fun. But when you're in the mode of like, this feels like functional strength training in my life, you can make it a game. It can feel like, okay, yep, I can carry this kid. So there's this place on the eastern shore of Maryland. Some of you guys probably know, it's Assateague Island. So it's like, this is right where I grew up, and a lot of people who are from Maryland might be familiar with it, but it's a place you can actually camp on the beach. And it is the definition of what we're talking about. It's kind of hell to like get set up, because you have to tote stuff from the car down like sort of like a, you know, a deck, but then through the dunes and in the sand and then to your campsite and set up. And it's like those kind of experiences where you realize, you know, that having some strength training in your life translates. And it also just makes things less, you know, I don't know, less impossible. I don't know. It's, to me, it's just like, clearly I have mental scars from unpacking in Assateague. but really, you tell me what it is in your life. Like, you have stuff that you want to do and be able to do well with your capable body. And that's what strength training does for you. I think that there's a couple of takeaways. If you're like, yeah, I hear you, Christy, and I'm like doing the strength training, but I still don't quite understand how it translates. Here are a couple of the things. Again, if you are following a strength program that Coach Sam or Coach Tabby has written for you, guaranteed you're seeing some of this stuff in there. But here are a couple of the things that you can work on in your life to get stronger. Number one is grip strength. This one seems silly, but it's not, because it translates into everything. So you can train your grip strength a couple of different ways. One, if you have access to a bar or something you can hang on, that's a great way to train grip strength. Or if you go with your kids to the playground and they have monkey bars and you can hold on, that is a great way to train your shoulders and your grip and your forearms. You're getting all of it. But you can also do it with carries. So you don't have to have some kind of fancy weights or anything. You could pick up gallons of milk or gallons of water and train your grip strength and basically like walk until your grip feels tired. That is one of the like most underutilized strength pieces that you can do that'll translate into your real life is grip strength. The next one is anything that resembles a deadlift. So something where your back is straight, your arms are straight, and you're picking up something heavy. Deadlift translates to real life. Coach Molly's getting ready to move, guaranteed. She's going to be moving boxes. She's going to be deadlifting a bunch of crap, whether she's helping pick up a box, whether she's like moving a piece of furniture, all that stuff. That's deadlifting. So when you see deadlift or any version of that in your strength work, just think that's how it translates. And side note, what does that translate into for confidence in like how our body looks? Well, guess what? That's your booty, the back of your legs, and your back. That's working hard when you deadlift. When you hang from a bar, that's working your forearms, certainly in your shoulders, all that good stuff. The next one is going to be something that resembles a squat. Anything in the squat category. That's going to get your quads, your butt, your whole legs working together, and your core helps get stronger when you do anything in the squat category. But we squat to get on and off the couch, on and off the toilet. We pick up our kids. We squat when we have to get down on the floor and pick something up and put it up in the shelf. Like, we're doing all of these kind of movements throughout our day. And we even squat. So here's the thing about squatting. You trip and you fall, you're going to end up in some version of a squat potentially. And so you don't want the first time that you squat to be when you tripped on the last step or up the last step. And so your legs are going to bend like that, similar like with a lunge. A lunge is kind of in that same category as a squat. Like, we're building very functional strength when we do those, but at the same time, all of our muscles work together. And so lunging translates into like hiking, into those stair steps that we're talking about, into like stepping up onto something. Maybe you're stepping up and into a boat or something like that, right? So like those things like squat, lunge translate into real life that way. And then pulling strength, pulling, pushing, or pulling, pushing. Any of those things also translate into our real life. And so those are the basics. Like, sometimes it can feel so overwhelming if you go onto YouTube and you're like, strength stuff. There's like a zillion different exercises. But those are the primaries that if you're doing those, you're getting stronger and you're going to build that confidence that translates into your real life. And again, some of it's going to be functional and some of it might be aesthetic and feel really good that your body is changing based off of the strength work that you're doing. So anybody else have thoughts or questions on this? So homework for the week. Most everybody should be doing 2 to 3 days of strength training per week. 2 to 3 days of strength training. Again, if you're in 2.0, you've got Tabby or Sam writing your workouts for you. You've got a plan, or Tori, if she's having you do some movement strength before you do the lifting strength. And if you're not in 2.0 and you're not doing strength work, we have some programs that we've written in the past, some group strength programs that we can send to you to make sure that you have something that you can start working on. So that would be step one. And then step two is I want you to identify the ways that strength training is going to create confidence in your real life, whether that is a functional thing or whether that is an aesthetic thing, like how you feel in your body and your clothes. Like, how does it translate? And make sure your coach knows that. That's what you're working towards. Just even if you can think of some examples of now where you're not feeling like that. So you're like, I don't feel that strong when I'm doing X. Okay, great. Now we have something we can return to and see how it feels when you do that again. Any questions or thoughts, guys, before we wrap up? Sweet. Okay, so be on the lookout for the information about that accountability stuff that I was talking to you guys about. Be on the lookout for that. Again, all Fitme clients are welcome to join in when that starts. Also, event signups, talk to us about challenges or things that you're facing so that you can make that happen. We want to see you there. And I think that's it. And don't forget to put the link in your calendar or in your notes or in your text, wherever it needs to be, so that you can find the Sunday call link. We're not changing the link. So you just need it one time. And then way you can always return to it. Cool. All right, guys. I will talk to y'all later. Have a wonderful week. See you soon.
Thanks, Christy.
Okay. Bye.
Have a good night.